Like, hello, everybody. This is Bill Apter down here at Apter's Alley, and my man over here is wearing the hat in the correct manner, Flip Gordon. So I figured if he's going to do it, why shouldn't I do it? Right?
Absolutely. We got to be twinning.
Yeah.
Winning is winning, right?
Well, it is. And you know, if I grew the beard, I wonder, I had a beard a couple of weeks ago, and a lot of people were outraged that I turned bad for the first time in my career. But if I grew the beard, I wonder if they could tell us apart.
I don't think they could.
All right. Well, welcome. First of all, this is your first time on Apter's Alley here, down here at Apter's Alley, and we're thrilled to have you here.
Absolutely. I'm honored to be here, Bill.
Well, thank you. So what I wanted to talk about is we have from the offices of Ring of Honor, we received a press release announcing that you were re-signing, coming back to Ring of Honor. Now, I know for a fact that you had a lot of companies grabbing out at you, and there are several other places you could have gone, but it was Ring of Honor that won your services here. And of course, so why Ring of Honor?
Well, I mean, there was multiple reasons, but the main reason was they offered me the best deal.
Well, now was this? I know that you've been associated with Villain Enterprises. Was this part of the deal with Marty Scurll, Party Marty, and PCO?
I mean, I would imagine that has something to do with it. But I have a lot of unfinished business, not just with Villain Enterprises, but personally as well. Like, I have a lot of goals in Ring of Honor that I haven't accomplished yet.
Well, I want to go over that, but when you're talking about, you're saying not just with PCO and Marty Scurll, is there a little, Villain Enterprises, is this still a really tight group, or are you feeling a little like,
I'd say we're a very tight group.
Okay.
I mean, we had a little setbacks towards the end of, before the lockdown.
I remember.
But we're still a very dominant group, and we're going to get back on pace once this is done.
Now, you mentioned...
But with this new contract, a lot of it had to do with a lot of the incentive on my behalf was with, I have a lot of goals still. I'm still young, and I want to accomplish those goals in Ring of Honor.
Well, that's what I want to talk to you about, because there's a whole list of people in Ring of Honor that would like to go against you as well, because you're one of the top talents in Ring of Honor. You're very high rated. So let's go down. Now, before we go on, by the way, I do want to mention something. We are in quarantine, all of us here.
Yep.
Right? And you are in quarantine in your home. But there's something different about this company and a lot of the other companies. While you're in quarantine, I understand that Ring of Honor is still paying you for your services. Is that correct?
That is correct. Not only have they paid me each month, but they just gave me a raise during this whole quarantine.
Wow. How do I get a job at Ring of Honor? That's great. That's great.
So they're taking care of all the talent, even the people that weren't like on contract. If they had dates with them, if they had dates with Ring of Honor's taking care of those individuals.
That's absolutely fabulous. That's fabulous. So now let's get into the ring. All right, because you had said that there are certain things you want to accomplish in Ring of Honor, and the champion Roosh is standing there still with the belt. And
yep.
Is this? I assume that he is one of your goals.
Absolutely. Right before this lockdown, I just won my opportunity at an ROH World Championship. So I won a Battle Royal, so I'm the #1 contender. So once this is all over, I have the next shot. Okay,
so let's look at Roosh in like a scouting report format here. In terms of strengths and weaknesses, and we don't want to give anything away that if he is watching this, exactly how you would handle him. Error message just came up on my computer, nothing serious. My question is, what do you feel his biggest strength is?
He's very, very tough.
Okay.
He's relentless. He won't stop.
Okay. And have you seen a weakness in him that you would describe?
His family.
His family. So tell me more about that.
Dragon Lee, his brother. I mean, he's had his son around. He's had his dad around. He's had his wife around.
So just too much commotion going on there.
I think he's getting too distracted.
Is he? Okay. All right. So your title shot at him will be obviously in a date to be announced. So yeah, that's great. Well, let me go down some of the other talent in Ring of Honor here. Let's talk about Bandido. Strengths,
Ooh,
weaknesses, yeah.
I love Bandido. He's an amazing talent.
And
He's got a very, very bright future.
and what do you see as his strength, and what is his weakness, in your opinion?
His weakness is he panders to the crowd too much.
Okay. And what about his strength?
His strength is he's fearless.
He's fearless. All right. So now we're going to go right deep into thought here. Let's talk about a guy I used to know way back before he reinvented himself as PCO. Or let's talk about PCO. He's a stablemate of yours.
Yep.
And he's crazy. I mean, I have to say this. He's that old school maniacal type of wrestler.
Yep.
As one of you stablemates, see if you can do a scouting report on him, both strengths and weaknesses.
His strength would be that he's not human.
Yes, completely not.
And then I think his weakness is that he's not human.
Okay, no, that's great. And now a guy that I knew many years ago when I traveled to London, and I was introduced to him by Steve Linsky, one of England's finest referees, and that was known then as Party Marty. Marty
Yeah.
Schwartz. Yeah. So strengths and weaknesses about him.
His strength would be he's very, very creative.
Okay. All right. And could you point out a weakness for him?
Oh, I was trying to think of one. A weakness for Marty.
Well, he
He's
used to be Party Marty. Does he still party too much? Okay, he's a perfectionist. Okay. Does he still do the late night partying?
He does not.
He does not. Okay. Because I saw him at Starcast. I missed his night of karaoke, I believe it was, and I was going to go up and challenge him. I never got to do that. Yeah. Yeah, I'm going to go back to my comb over here so people don't.
What? You're giving up on the hat already?
No. You know, this hat, by the way, is a collector's item. This is from down here in Apter's Alley. This is Stu Hart's 80th anniversary and signed by Stu and Helen Hart.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. So, let's go back to the. I had to find someone to do with it. All right, let's take a look at one of the more unusual but entertaining wrestlers in Ring of Honor, Dalton Castle.
Ooh.
Strengths and weaknesses.
Strength. I'm trying to find the right word for it.
Is it that he's so
charisma?
Charisma. Yes.
Charisma. That's the word I was looking for.
Yeah, the fans really react to him, and sometimes that takes the mindset of his opponent away because he's trying to deal with the whole cheering of Dalton Castle. So yeah, Mr. Charisma.
Yep.
The Briscoes, they've been around Ring of Honor a long time.
I haven't found a weakness for the Briscoes yet.
Yeah, they're kick-ass guys, period, the end.
Yeah.
Yeah, you take your life into your hands when you go in there. Jay Lethal, former Ring of Honor champion, and who I've done many imitation battles with, because I do a good Randy Savage too, but I'm not going to do that here. I'll get him on here one other night.
He's one of the greatest, so that's one of his. He's wrestled all the greats.
Yes,
so he's been there. He's been in every scenario. He's been in every situation. So he's been there, done it. He has the. He just has the repetition. He's so good. He can do. He's done it all. It's insane. Yeah. That's his strength.
And you've been in the ring with him. What about a weakness? Have you found a weakness?
I have not found a weakness because I've lost him every single time.
Okay. All right. Couple of more guys. Let's talk about.
But I'll figure it out. I'm not giving up yet, Bill.
No, you never get.
I'm going to get lethal this year.
You're going to get lethal. I like to hear that. I like to hear that. Let's go down on the list here. Big guy, real powerhouse, Jeff Cobb.
Whew.
Ooh, right.
He's an animal. He's an animal. I haven't been in the ring with him yet. He's one that I really, really want to get in the ring with this year.
Do you fear him at all because of his? He's been. I know you.
I don't fear nobody.
Okay, good. I wanted to hear that.
I'm a fighter.
I know you are. Now you've been in Japan. He's cultivated his career in Japan, and I think a match between the two of you, that real fighting spirit that both of you have, I think would be incredible. Yeah, that's a match I want to see.
And we both have amateur backgrounds. His obviously much better than mine, but I think it would be a very fun matchup. Well, it needs to happen.
As a pro wrestler, and I don't know if anybody's ever scoped this out, have your amateur skills gotten better because you're a pro wrestler and you tend to go back to have they? Okay. Yeah.
And I think amateur wrestling helped make me a better pro wrestler because of like footwork and just have general knowledge of fighting and grappling.
Oh yeah. Well, I was just going the other way. If that.
Yeah, but even the other way, even going back now, because I just went back to my high school. I think it was this last fall when wrestling was in process, and I was able to go in and wrestle with them, and I felt like I was so much better. I was like, why wasn't I this good in high school? Like,
did you beat?
Because so much more things make sense now, with like momentum and everything. Right, I'm like, what? And leverage and momentum is like the key to wrestling.
That's great. One more guy on the list here, Joe Hendry.
I believe in Joe Hendry. He is talented, and he can sing.
Yeah, oh, that's right. That's right. What about a weakness?
He sings too much.
He sings too much. See, I'm going to have to join him there because that's what I do every night when I'm done with this. I have a karaoke room in my back of APTER's Alley here, and I've got hundreds of songs. So
really,
yeah, we're gonna have to do this. Look at go to YouTube, put in Bill APTER sings. You'll find tons of that stuff.
Okay. I'm gonna have to do that right after this.
What's that?
I said I'm gonna have to do that right after this.
I hope so. I already rapped for you, so
you did.
Here are some general questions that fans always send in for wrestlers like you. As a fan, with you being a fan, who was your favorite wrestler growing up? Who was your inspiration?
My favorite wrestler was John Cena.
Right.
Yeah.
Hang on. He's hanging on. Well, you can't see over there, but he is over here.
I can't see him.
You can't. Well, no, you can't see him. He's hooked up over there. So actually, this is something I have not shown in APTER's Alley, and this is now the perfect time to show this.
Ooh, look at that.
There's the whole entire John Cena book put out by WWE. You can see that. All right. And he started off, his gimmick coming out was what we're doing right here, right now.
Rapping.
Yeah. Your favorite match growing up as a kid, your favorite match of all time?
Rey Mysterio versus Eddie Guerrero, Halloween Havoc 2.
Oh, unbelievable. That Rey Mysterio, and he adorns APTER's Alley all over the place. The mask next to that Lego belt that a fan made for me is the mask I lost to Dean Malenko, and then he got it back and he gave it to me.
Oh, that's cool.
Right there. Wow. But yeah, Ray is, and if you look higher, he is the centerpiece of my gimmicks there. You see that? Yeah. So, that was an incredible match, and we miss Eddie Guerrero so much. He was one of a kind. Did you emulate?
Yeah, see, Eddie was one of my favorites too, but I started watching wrestling in 2004, right after WrestleMania 20.
Mm-hmm.
And so I only got to watch Eddie for like a year and a half. A little over a year, maybe a little less than a year and a half.
Well, this is
But
why.
he was one of my favorites instantly, so I went back and watched it as soon as like YouTube was a thing.
See, that's great. YouTube and the WWE Network, of course. I mean, such a great collection of things that you can watch. Um, Advice to people who want to break into pro wrestling. You know, it's not the same as when the territories were around. Somebody comes over to you and they said, you know, Flip, how do I get into pro wrestling? What do I do? What do you tell them?
So what I did is I just did research on pro wrestling schools. And I just did, obviously, because I live in the United States, I looked in the whole United States. So actually, I was looking a little bit in Canada as well, because I was
Yeah.
in Montana at the time. And so I found the New England Pro Wrestling Academy in Massachusetts. I looked at Booker T School down in Texas.
Yeah.
And then I looked at Lance Storm School in Alberta.
All great schools, by the way.
Yep. And so I did a lot of research, and it came down to those. I kind of looked at the pros and the cons of each. And I had family in Massachusetts, and I was originally born in Massachusetts.
Ah, the scenic connection. Go ahead.
Yep, exactly. And so I always wanted to go there and kind of meet that side of the family. So it was kind of kill two birds with one stone. But the research that I'd tell somebody, just do your research. Like, find what's best for you, and then just sacrifice everything, because if you work hard and you believe it, you can achieve it.
All right, that sounds great. Now, the last question, I always love to ask people this question, is if you could take anyone in pro wrestling, and I know the answer now, unfortunately, and have your dream match of all time, who would that be against?
Is that dead or alive?
Yeah, actually, yeah.
So that would actually be Eddie Guerrero.
Oh, see, that's great. That's great.
Yeah.
Have you emulated him in any of your matches? Do you feel like sometimes, geez, I saw Eddie do this frog splash? And
Yep.
yeah,
All the time.
yeah.
I think my style is very similar to his, or at least I try to make it similar.
Well,
Believe it or not, he's the only autograph that I have, and I got it. Yeah, my mom got his autograph for me on my 14th birthday, the year he passed.
Wow, that's incredible. Yeah, I knew him really well, and he was terrific. He really was terrific. When everything comes back and everything is back to whatever normal is, tell fans why they should come to Ring of Honor Wrestling.
Because we're gonna do something very exciting that I don't think's been done before, and I think once it's announced, people are gonna jump out of their couches. I would say seats. They're not in seats right now.
This is not the announcement about me defending the championship office wrestling gold belt, is it?
No, I thought we were going to tell them about we're tag teaming.
No, kayfabe. The word nobody knows anymore. Everybody knows.
Yeah.
Where can
we have some of the best wrestlers on the planet. You just named a select few, but we have so much more. Obviously, the free agency market has a lot of people in it right now, unfortunately, due to this situation. But I think that gives us a chance to pick up a couple of those, add to our roster even more. And I think once we get the ball rolling, I think a lot of people will be pleased with what we have in store.
All right. Well, we've been pleased with, I'm sure the fans of Ring of Honor have been pleased with everything that's been done all those years. And a big thumbs up, 2 thumbs up, 10 thumbs up, if I had 10 thumbs, to Joe Koff for making sure everybody's taken care of during this period of time. Where can people find you? Where can they flip over to find you on social media?
Yes, you can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at @TheFlipGordon. And if you want to support me, you can go to my Pro Wrestling Tees at prowrestlingtees.com/TheFlipGordon. All
right. And for Flip, thank you very much for being here on the APTER Chat.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for having me. This was a good time.
Great to see you again. And as I always end my APTER Chats, we'll see you, if you wouldn't mind pointing out to the camera, we'll see you at the matches eventually.
And I'll see you on the flip side.
You will. Once again, Flip, thank you so very much. And by the way, I ask wrestlers, I know this is a taboo question, but you've been in the business how many years now?
5.
5 years. Okay, so you probably know the answer to this. Come close to the camera because I don't want a lot of people to hear this. is wrestling fixed?
Bill, I didn't know it was broken. Oh.